in passing touchdowns this year. And that's why we call him Wishbone. Now, the man who leads the Jalen Hurts fan club in Philadelphia, he is a man that saw this man when he was out in the quad playing Nerf football back in the day, little tiny Jalen Hurts. And he saw him showing up at school, going to classes. He saw him in the study hall. They were sitting there drinking Slurpees together there in the study hall down there at Big O, Alabama. You can also hear him co-host of Birds 365, our good friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? Oh, wait, let me connect my good mic. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Biggie?
I don't know if I'd call myself the president of that fan club. I think there's better options for the people out here, but I'll take it.
How about this? You really think the Georgia guys are playing good?
I think they're playing better than they were. I think they're playing at an acceptable level. Would I like to see more out of them? Of course, because I think a couple of them are really high draft picks. But, you know, Jalen Carter, you're seeing him start to play up to his abilities. Nolan Smith obviously looks like a viable player right now. Good against the run a little bit.
I like what you said before. He's not a liability like Huff is.
Exactly, not a liability. So I kind of say that when I say he's getting good against the run. Not a liability is the way to go there. And look, he's got one.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
It is because it makes you more of a 3-down player. So if he gets better at the pass rush, and by the way, he's got three sacks, I believe, in the last.
Not horrible. Not horrible.
You know, I think they all came in a 3-game or 4-game span. So he's definitely playing good football right now. And I think Nakobe Dean is, at the very minimal, he's a serviceable, solid linebacker. And when Vic puts him in the right. And when Vic puts him in the right spots, he flashes moments of, I don't want to say greatness, but better than competent. He flashes moments of good linebacker play, you know, when he gets uphill and he makes hard hits behind the line of scrimmage, which is good to see. Jordan Davis is on the milk carton now.
Hey, Jarrell, your boy will never get over 25 passing touchdowns ever in his career. He'll have more rushing touchdowns this year. He's on pace for 20 touchdowns rushing. And he's on pace for 19 TDs. Come on now, kid. Hang in there. Now, look, that's why they're resting him. Because, you know, dual threat. That's what you do when you got to rest. When you got to rest, dual threat. You don't rest Mahomes. Mahomes ain't resting. He plays in the preseason, too. Dual threat.
Big Sills, a lot of your viewers have been fans for a long time of Dan Sileo and of the National Football Show. Many have been watching for 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1+ years. You got a lot of different modes. You know, I think people learn that. You had a good one today. You were dishing out real football knowledge, and then I activated my camera, and you instantly went into.
Well, here, I'll tell you what. You know what? It's because when I hear Dan Orlovsky, well, I do that also on Sundays too with the pre and post game show. Here's the one thing you got to remember when you start talking to me about a guy playing well and technique, and I see it and I talk to the D-line coach, that's not fucking what he's saying.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter's getting frustrated, and Vic even mentioned it in his presser the other day that he's getting frustrated because he's being doubled. Dude, the nose has to be doubled, not the 3 technique.
Yeah, I think in the 5-man fronts, though, Jordan has been getting maybe not all the doubles, but a fair share of them in that 5-man front.
And the 20 plays that he plays, right?
That's true. Yeah,
dude, get this. That guy plays 2 series a game. Do you understand what 20 plays are? Say a team has a sequence of 2 10-play drives. That means what? So in the first game against Cincinnati, that was a 17-play drive, right? Okay, he plays the equivalent of 2 series a game. That's not going to cut it for me, kid.
That's not. No, you're right about that, no doubt. Wait, can I ask you, though, why can't he play 4-man front? I get it. It's not exactly his skill set, but I look at a guy like Milton, and I'm like, all right, he's pretty good in the 4-man front. Jordan is athletic. He's fast for his size.
Fast hands.
Got fat. He's got everything I
Fast feet.
see that would make him a solid 4-man front guy, but he really struggles in it. Why is that?
He plays high. He watches the ball too much, man. I don't know what they did at Alabama with him, but the technique guy is Carter.
Yeah.
Jalen Carter, man, has way more proper technique and Milton. Hey, by the way, you know why Vic really likes Milton Williams? He plays awesome technique. You know why he hates Bryce Huff? Huff plays with no technique.
Yeah, Huff's got it.
Hey, by the way, I think he would play him if he just set the edge. You know what you're talking about with Nolan Smith? Hey, dude, Nolan Smith adding 3 sacks, but now he's also setting the edge and not getting out wide on him. Great. I'm going to play him. Lucius, thank you, my friend.
Lucius,
I'm going to play
legend member. Lucius, thank you, brother. JAKIB legend member right there. Returns. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate your support of the channel, Lucius.
Hit the damn like button, everyone. We appreciate it. All right, what football player on that team do you think they can't live without this year if he gets injured?
If who gets injured?
You tell me.
Can't live without besides Jalen Hurts, right?
No, him too.
Oh, well then Jalen Hurts. I mean, what the hell?
Bullshit. It's Saquon.
Dude, what?
You're going to still win 9 balls. You run the ball 14 fucking times a game, guy. You're not throwing the ball a ton.
Dude, are you seriously going to tell me if we had Kenny Pickett in there, we would be the same type of team?
If you ran the football the way you're running it at 50 carries a game and your quarterback doesn't have to have high volume throws like he doesn't, you're not going to win. Hold on. You're not going to win as many, but your season's not over.
Everybody
ridiculous.
And everybody in the chat right now is that shit crazy. We have Saquon, Bond,
your
Carter.
Your passing offense is 20th. Your run defense
Barkley, Lane, Juergens. Guys, it's Jalen Hurts.
Get this, folks. The offensive lineman went to the coaches to tell them we need to run the ball more instead of passing for a reason. Because the offensive passing game, the wide receivers right now on that team, one guy's over 1,000. Both of them are going to be under 70 catches this year. Injuries play a factor in that. But also Barkley's success is playing a factor. You got a guy that's going to go over 2,000 scrimmage yards this year and over 22 touchdowns. That guy cannot be missed on that offense.
I do not agree. I am so far on the other end of the spectrum on this on you. It's almost, I'm breaking.
You go right ahead because that quarterback, I mean, you can get away with Pickett winning you 9 games. You're not going to win 12-13 or your division, but your season's not going to be over if that guy misses significant time. You miss Barkley, Kenny Gainwell is going to carry the mail for you. That football team will win 7 games, like I said.
No, they will not, dude.
Okay.
Come on, dude.
So if you take the running game away from Philly's 20th ranked passing game, you think that team wins games?
Okay. Would you say the same thing in Baltimore then?
No, because last year they didn't need it. They won 14.
What about us? 2 years ago, we didn't have Saquon.
Hold on. They didn't need it a year ago. They won 14 games in home field advantage.
We had shitty Miles Sanders who didn't even play in the Super Bowl.
On players to win ball games.
I don't agree.
Really? He didn't have 1,000-yard rusher or 1,000-yard receiver in Baltimore, and they still won 14.
Are you trolling me?
No. I think that guy is the most
one guy we can't lose.
Folks, I made a comment to Zander yesterday. If you take the quarterbacks out of the conversation and you just put players in the league, would Barkley be in your top 3 players for MVP in the league? And if I put the quarterbacks in it, would Jalen Hurts right now in the first 8 games be an MVP candidate? Absolutely not.
Well, the NFL put out a graphic today. Who's your MVP? And Jalen Hurts was featured one of 4 or 5 players on the graphic. I'm not saying that's not coming from me. That's not coming from me.
A guy that's on pace for 19 touchdowns is your MVP and played well in 4 shitty games. We're in the same groundhog stuff as last year.
No, we're not, dude.
I'll be right in the end
this year, Sills, and we're not playing like we did last year.
I'll be right in the end again.
No,
I'll be right
I don't agree.
I was right last year.
I can appreciate the point that Saquon Barkley is a massive impact on this football team. The question you asked was, who's the one guy you cannot live without? If Jalen Hurts goes down, we will not make the playoffs. If Saquon Barkley goes down, we will be a different offense. We will be stagnant, and I do not believe we will go far.
How
I
if
believe
you
we'd be better without Saquon
okay,
than we would without Jalen.
so if you don't have both receivers this weekend, your quarterback's going to carry you to that win against Dallas this weekend with the receivers that you have in the room. Or is it going to be Barkley?
I mean, yeah, you're acting like we've never seen Jalen carry us to a win.
Without both guys? When was that? I missed it.
Yeah, he has good players, but I'm not
No,
going to
I missed
criticize
that
him
without Devontae and AJ being out there. I missed that win.
He's
When was
got
that?
good players. What do you want me to say? Yeah, they've been
No, no,
healthy.
no, no.
They
I missed
played.
that when players are missing, that he wins it. Like you think you think that team is going to be the same with Jalen Hurts, or do you think they're going to lean on Barkley again against the Cowboys? The Cowboys are the worst. And by the way, the reason they're resting him, you know why they're resting Jalen Hurts this week? Because he's going to carry the ball a lot against the Cowboys.
Well, you also have
Especially if those
You also
hold
have
on,
two divisional games in 5 days.
especially if that's fair. The
Yeah,
Thursday game
I think
too.
that's part of it. I think
That
that's
it
part of it.
is. That is too. But if those two receivers are out against
They're in. They're going
Dallas,
to play. They've all practiced today, by the way.
okay, that's a good
Which you
sign.
didn't know because it happened during your show. But yeah, they all practiced today.
Okay.
Everybody practiced today.
Okay. Look, I think the Cowboys are horseshit, but I do think that Dallas game, let's see how that is going to play a factor on that Thursday night game. Okay. How long are you going to play and how many running attempts? Because get this, Zander, how many running attempts do you think they're going to have in that Dallas ball game between Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley? You're hoping to get them out in the third quarter, aren't you?
In the Dallas game, I am, but I don't want to think like that because I don't want to put the cart before the horse here and act like it's an easy game. Ideally, you'd love to get them out early because remember, they do have that Thursday game. How healthy can we keep them? But you don't want to think like that. You want to go in there and play good football and put them away early, but I'm not going to think like that early before it happens. So I would expect a lot of rushes. I mean, probably somewhere in the range of where they were. Saquon around the 20 mark, I'd say, maybe a little down from what he was last week. And I think Hurts is going to float right around 10, 12 in that range pretty consistently.
We kind of asked the version of this question yesterday. Do you think the Eagles are going to regret not making a move on trade deadline day? I'm going to ask you one more time this question here.
I mean, look, it's always easy.
And I'm not, Zander, I don't think, and I agree, and here, let me go forward. I don't think they needed to make an A or B move. I think they needed to make a depth move.
Okay. And where would you have liked to have seen that? Like an edge?
Edge rusher, maybe. Can I tell you why running back?
I understand the running back take.
Here's why.
I do.
I see
just don't.
Kareem Hunt in Kansas City, who was out of football for a year and a half. This guy's gaining 100 yards. Look what he's doing without Pacheco and how that's helping.
I'll give you an even better comp. Look at Detroit.
They got two guys with a grand with David Montgomery.
And they're playing a similar style of an offense. I mean, I get why people go down that route. I do. I just don't see how we spending more or investing more draft picks into that position. I mean, remember, he already went far and above what he's used to going at that position this year. Kenny Gainwell is also a third-round draft pick. They spent a fifth on Will Shipley. Like, I don't think they're going to trade to bring in a back. I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's my take there is not my opinion that I don't think they should do it. It's more that I don't believe it's even an option for the organization, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. But you're right. I mean, I'd like to see two backs that are competent and can carry the ball and can take some of the pressure off Saquon and can kind of be your 1-2 punch, similar to like I mentioned Detroit. I mean, I love that tandem of backs. Now I watched Jahmyr Gibbs at Alabama. I'll never forget draft night.
I did not think he was going to be as good. Hey, Bijan's great too.
John ripped the pick. I mean, and it made sense. I mean, the Lions took him really high, like higher than projected, like 12,
maybe top 15.
I think top 15. And I said, I'm like, that dude is going to be a beast. He was unbelievable in his 1 year he started at Bama. He is a sick football player. Really
Bama back. That's not a really great NFL player, though, man. I know,
man.
Dude, between the running backs and wide receivers at Bama, you're not going to go, dude. Even the guy you guys kicked out, Alvin Kamara, was a Bama guy. I mean, there have been an overload of great players at that
Hey,
position.
even the dudes that waited forever to play, like the Brian Robinsons of the world,
Yep,
he was like a
yep,
third. He was
yep,
like a 3-star coming out of high school.
yep.
He waited 3-4 years because he had to wait behind Najee and all these guys, and then he beasted. Now he's doing pretty good down in Washington. So yeah, Bama's got a lot of good backs, man.
Absolutely, man. And I probably would have done something at the edge because, Xander, that's my concern with the defense right now is that you're really not getting any edge rush pressure. You're seeing, again, a development of Nolan, but you're getting nothing from Huff. And
Yeah, I
that
mean it's tough
had
to
to
speak because it's like if the right deal was there, I would have taken it. But how do you know the right deal was there? And then when you look at you know Zadarius Smith, who was traded. What was the compensation for him? It was pretty low, right? I mean, it
low. It was
wasn't.
low. It was low for him.
Yeah, see, like
Okay.
that's a guy I would have maybe went for, and to be honest with everybody, to be fully transparent, I said no before the deal because I was like, I'm done with the older guys on the other side of their prime. But Zadarius Smith is still playing pretty good football, and to your point, he would have given you more depth.
I think we froze up there, Xander, a little bit there. I mean, Jarrell here is saying that it was a sixth rounder that they gave up for to get him from the Browns. You know what, too, Jarrell? I would say this to you that was more probably also compensation in the salary that was also wrapped around that. So I would make that comment to you, too, that it was probably something to do with money. But a 6th-round pick for Zadarius Smith, that's one of the guys that I wanted Howie to go after, too, to try to create a little bit more depth on the perimeter. I
For
think that's
sure.
one of the still issues. You know what I'm saying, Xander? Xander, you with us here? You're still frozen. We're kind of like having a little bit of technically issues there with Xander here. Hopefully we can fix that here for a bit. I'll go back here in a second here. We'll go back to him. Don't forget Mark Farzetta is going to join us also at 5:30 here. This year Eagle team does not compare to last year's Eagle team. Not trying to compare this year to last year. Completely different. I feel more comfortable about this year's team, I would say, for sure. Is that running back from Boise State going to be gone first round? Because that would be a hell of a duo with Barkley. I'll tell you something, man. That kid, what's his name? Ashton. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate too, and I've got him on my list right now. Absolutely, he looks like a pretty damn good player right now. This is what's available. Shaq Lawson. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Dallas brought him in. If I'm not mistaken, I thought the Cowboys had brought him in. Okay. Yeah, I know. 39 years of radio broadcasting. You're right, Mr. Perez. What a dick. Unbelievable. Right. Sure. Been a one-man band, my friend, for 39 years and been one of the most successful people doing it. What would you possibly know about broadcasting? Did you I didn't know he played up there. Let's see here. Xander's internet just went out, they said. Yeah, hey, Jarrell, you know who else? By the way, wait a minute. Jarrell, Ajayi was a Boise State guy. So was LeGarrette Blount. No, LeGarrette Blount was an Oregon guy. LeGarrette Blount was an Oregon guy, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was an Oregon guy. Dallas is not going to win. No one is suggesting Dallas is going to win. Nobody's suggesting that. It's a divisional game, though. Once again, look at this. Look at Steve. Hey, Steve, do you believe you're going to blow out? Steve, do you believe you're going to blow out the Cowboys? Do you believe you're going to blow the Cowboys out, Steve? Do you? Not you, Reyes. Go watch him then. You don't have to be here. I don't even know how you got a wrench then. I'm not sure why you're here. In terms of the schedule and playing bad teams, Detroit kills bad teams. We beat them by 5. How do you measure a team based on a schedule? Agree? Who said that I think that Detroit is any better than the Eagles right now. I don't know on November 7th because I don't know what the war of attrition is going to be. Same with the Washington Commanders. I have no idea. Okay? I mean, I don't. I don't know. Until I see Sirianni step back for good, I will never have faith that they will blow a team out. Correct. Okay? Prince has had great takes. I think Dallas beats us. I don't think Dallas beats you. I do not. Hit the like button, my friends. Zander's diligently working on his internet. Hang in there, everyone. We're good. Don't forget, Farzetta will join us also at 5:30. The Browns, with their backup quarterback, beat Sills' Super Bowl contending Ravens. The only team that I said, yeah, okay. And you lost to the Bucks. And you lost to the Bucks. Jimmy, for 4 hours, I fucking do that every day, Monday through Friday. What's new? He thought he was untouchable. Oh. No. You don't have, this is not a military draft. If you come in here and just taking shots and you're just like being stupid, what's the point of being here? So why can't Cowboys beat non-Super Bowl contenders? Because the Cowboys don't have any talent right now and they don't have any coaching. We didn't have AJ for, that's not an excuse. That is not an excuse. You pay a guy $50 million to carry. Sills, you really don't think Detroit is better? I do think they're better. I think they've played 8 weeks of better football than you. Yes, you've played 4. Yes, I do. Yes, I do think that. Dude, you don't get credit for 4 weeks of football when you've played 8. Run the ball with Barkley and Shipley. Use play action to open up the middle of the field. Take shots. It's not complicated. Yeah, unfortunately, they try to complicate it. Unfortunately, they try to complicate it. Well, I just got a text message, and supposedly Bob Lang is hard at work here, and he's trying to do his damnedest to sit here and shut Big Z down, but nobody shuts Big Z down. How you doing, bro?
You ain't shutting me down. Let's go, Perez. It's either Perez or Bob Lang, one or the other. Take your pick.
Absolutely. It's funny how, hey, do you think you're better than Detroit? Somebody just brought that up right now.
No, I don't think we're better than Detroit. Not yet. I think we could be better than Detroit. Right now, we're not playing better football than Detroit. We're playing good though. I mean, we're getting there, but we're not there yet. I mean, come on. You got to keep getting better. Plus, I don't want to peak right now. There's a chance that Detroit has peaked. Yes or no? It's hard to hold that level of play for 20 plus weeks.
Have you ever seen a team go from start to tape dominating a football league like the NFL? Have you ever seen that? Look at the Patriots. Watch this. Undefeated to get to the Super Bowl and get beat. Okay? Last year, the Chiefs, they didn't start
the Flexico Burris game?
No, that was the David Tyree game.
Oh, yeah.
The guy, when the Velcro helmet.
Yeah, off the helmet. Yep.
Okay? And you're right. Hey, DP, Detroit is on fire right now. And by the way, I think the 49ers could get on. Yeah, the 49ers were probably pretty much from, yeah, but they got beaten in a Super Bowl. Absolutely. All right, let me ask you this question here.
Dude, Bob Lang is weird, man. He made it down to my girl. I'm not even at my own home studio. I'm at my girlfriend's house, and the internet's going in and out. They got like the best internet in the world. It's happened twice today. It happened this morning on Birds 365 right before my show started. At
a
a,
reverse juju or something.
I don't know what's going on, man.
All right,
Oh,
I'm going to
what's
ask you
going
this. I was going to use this as a topic here later on in the program, but I'll throw it at you right now. As Nick Sirianni, do you agree his job's in jeopardy?
No.
Okay.
Not right now.
So you think he saved his job?
Well, let's see how the season goes. I mean, if he has another catastrophic collapse like last year, he's going to be gone.
So if he makes it to the second round of the playoffs, he keeps his gig.
I think it'd be hard to fire him at that point, right? First round of the playoffs, if you lose and you lose like you did last year to Bucks, and the team doesn't show any effort and they look like they barely wanted to be there, I think he's gone. I mean, we could be.
If you're 13-4 and you get beat in the opening round, he's gone.
What was that? If we're what?
If you're 13-4, which
what was Big Z's original win prediction?
No, not happening. Not
it
happening.
was 13-4.
Yeah.
My original win prediction was 13-4.
Not happening. It's not happening. All right.
I'm on a legendary run of predictions.
Of what? Now. Your internet going out? Here, let me go like this here. Okay. Are you ready to do Abe's? Here's my grades coming off of the Jag game. You ready? I'm going to start with Jalen Hurts. You tell me this past week heading into the Cowboy game. I gave Hurts an A.
Versus who? Last week?
Jags.
Yeah. I'd say an yeah, A.
Barkley, B+. Not getting the first down still's going to rag me a tad, so I'm going to give him a B+, even with the amount of game that he had and the yards he had in the game, and he was spectacular in the game. I still, man, mental errors is what cost you Super Bowls.
Yeah, John brought that up this morning. He actually dropped in PFF ranking for running backs after last week, despite 160-yard performance and 40.
It's not about the spectacular play; it's about the shitty play.
What'd you give him?
I gave him a B+.
I think that's right. That's good. I mean, wait, listen though. Reyes says that's a whack grade. Well, Reyes, if you take a test or you take a whatever you want to call it, and you get some basic stuff wrong, you're not going to get an A+. He did good, but he messed up on some things. You got B+. It's a good grade.
And Reyes likes to do life at a bell curve. That's why football is not gauged on a bell curve.
Where Perez goes, he's still trying to get up because I beat him with a wrench. He's seeing stars right now, laying on the ground, looking for
that guy. He's probably in the corner moaning right now with LJ.
Wrench came and bopped him in the head.
What grade would you give LJ for the Jags game? Or AJ?
AJ?
Yeah.
For the Jags game? He didn't what do you have, like 50 yards and missed half the thing?
Yeah.
C+. C. Passing.
I gave him a C-. All
right, that's cool. I'm cool with that. You remember, everybody, Sills has a little bit of a slant toward AJ, so
he's a shit talker. I mean, I kind of like shit talkers. We're all right there. I mean,
grading curve,
man. This is what it is.
Look at this.
Hey, Sileo, Hurts is officially in the top 4 QB for MVP. Yeah, you tell you what, you take your MVP, I'll take the other. I'll take the field. Don't worry, the guy will come. Hey, you're right. How about this? His 450 passing attempts and his 19 touchdowns and 3,200 yards. You keep hanging in there with that. Guy's a dual threat. You had to rest him today too, because you know why? He's got a lot of running to do next 2 weeks. How many passing attempts do you think Jalen Hurts will have on Sunday? 6?
What happened to the big Sills from hour number 1 who was breaking down football and showing me where D tackle should be and everything?
Because I can't stand these fanboys with this guy. All right.
6 attempts.
Devontae Smith.
Somebody's got to have a big game.
Yeah. I gave him B+.
Yeah, that's good. Last week?
Yeah, last week.
I'm maybe going to give him an A. That catch was nasty, my dude.
He was good. And plus, you know what? The offense didn't tank.
That catch was insane in the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And then he had that nice play, the play action pass down to the 12. He had some big gainers in that game. I'm going to give Smitty an A.
I think that tight end position of yours is very underwhelming this year.
I would agree.
Get this, as much as
Poor Dallas Goedert. I mean,
as much as Grant Calcaterra's made some plays, it's still not really anything to really. I mean,
yeah, it's nothing to like.
right,
It's nothing to hang your hat on for sure.
right. And the bag of dildo wide receiver 3 position, I'm not even going to go down that line because Dotson had a great catch. Well, shit, dude. He's
Yeah, I
only
know.
been on the
Somebody
team.
tried to tell me Dotson wasn't a bust because he had that big catch the other day. You know that big catch he made? I'm like, dude, he's got like 70
That Hail
yards.
Mary catch that went over off.
He's got what? How many yards does he have in 7 or 8 games or 9
I
games?
guarantee you he had more yards in that catch than he had in every game he had this season so far. You want to bet?
No, I don't want to bet because I think you're right.
I bet he had more yards on that catch than he had the entire season.
Dude, he had more yards on more yards on that catch than he had combined in every other game of the year. Wait, he had 11 and 10. That's 21. 8, 29, 6 is 35.
Third rounder.
He had 36 on that catch. He had more yards on that catch than he had in every other game combined.
Third rounder. And third rounder. And Zadarius Smith went for a 6th rounder.
Holy shit. No. Is Dotson better than Dropkins? No.
No.
No way.
You want to hear this? They have not replaced Dropkins.
No. They haven't. Everybody shit on Quez Dropkins. Fucking dude stunk. And we can't replace him.
You can't replace him. You have not replaced Quezzy.
Oh, I didn't know they said that on the broadcast.
What's that?
They said that apparently on the broadcast about Dotson's catch. That's crazy.
I gave Fred Johnson a C for the Jags game. I like Fred.
Yeah, I think that's another Sileo bias. I would give him a little lower. He got burnt a couple times.
Dude, he's playing Josh Allen, Trey Hendrickson. You're making this guy seem like he's Jordan Mailata. I can't fucking believe he's even hanging in there.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to grade on a scale.
How about this? They ran the ball for 200 and some odd yards. He had to have done something right.
All right. Would you give him a C?
C.
Yeah. All right. I'll give him a C.
Landon and I gave a B+ for the Jags game.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I didn't really watch Landon all game. I know we didn't get beat
I
any.
watched all the interior guys.
Yeah, I know you love those.
I gave Cam, dude. I think Cam Jurgens is going to Pro Bowl this year. I gave him a B+.
Yeah, he's been good, man, replacing Kelsey. He cleans up some of those penalties. He's gonna be a real weapon for us for a long time. He's not quite as good as the tush push though.
Yeah, I went back and watched that Becton play of yours, man. Dude,
Which guy. Yeah, the one that where he was just throwing dudes.
Dude, he grabbed that guy and threw him out like he was throwing him out of the club. I mean, he threw that guy out of the club like he was a bouncer, dude. Just wham. I mean, across the room, dude. I mean, I gave him a B+ just on that alone.
I think Perez left. I think he's still seeing stars. He's still knocked out, down for the count. Say it, Perez.
Hey, watch this, Perez. You can't man up. You can't ball up. You can't be in here, man.
It's a dumbass guy. He's had more dumb comments than M. Rice.
Ever. Well, someone here, yeah. Lane Johnson is the perennial right tackle all-pro this year. I don't see anybody that has played better than him at the right tackle position. Lane's had a great year. He's had a really great year, man.
You think Lane's going to get into the Hall of Fame? Or no,
third ballot, something like that. Third ballot Hall of Fame or something like that.
You think the right tackle thing is going to hurt him?
Yeah, a little bit. Probably that's why. Well,
how many right tackles are in?
I think 6.
And how many left tackles are in? Like a lot, right?
The rest of them, yeah. I think there's like 32. So they're all left tackles from the tackle position. Right tackle is a tougher thing to make. Ron Yeri is one of those kind of guys. I think also Forrest Gregg was a right tackle. Those dudes, man, they get docked because of that. But it's a different NFL today too, because those edge rushers, they rotate now and they travel.
Wait, Perez, I'm not talking about you. Do we have 2 Perez's? We got
that's the guy you took.
No, that's not him. That's not the Perez I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Then we got Martin Perez, and then we got Mr. Perez. I always thought it was the same guy with 2 accounts.
They probably are.
Where is that
Okay?
dummy
They
mister?
probably are. Okay.
Where is the mister? He's a dork, Mr. Perez.
What is Sills? What was I wrong about? What was I wrong about? I said at the beginning of the year he was going to make the Pro Bowl. That was my bold prediction. The fuck are you talking about, ass bag? I told you he was going to. A bold prediction of mine was that he was going to make the Pro Bowl. Zander goes, I like that. The fuck are you talking about, kid?
Senor, get it together, my kid. Get it together, senor.
Bad take, Junior. Hey, hombre, bad take. All super chats will be read.
We might beat the Cowboys by 40 points.
Zander says
That's not my official prediction, by the way.
Cowboys by 40. I'm sending that to Stephen Jones later.
Good. Tell him I said it.
My partner says that the Eagles are going to beat you by 40 points. Make sure you put that in the wall in there. Hang that baby up. JAKIB has the Eagles beating the Cowboys by 40. And by the way, since 2000, the record is 25-23 in favor of the Eagles. But because that game, like John said, the Cowboys aren't good. Has that ever mattered? Has that ever really mattered?
Like Cooper Rush?
Functional.
He didn't look functional last week.
I like him better than Kenny Wickett. He's actually won football games.
All right, senor, I like that. I like that exercise by you. Have you seen the Cowboys home games this year?
What, sold out?
Who gives a shit? Congrats, Jerry's lining his checkbook. I don't give a fuck about that. I mean, are you kidding me, dude? They lost 44-19. They lost
Hey, LJ, Chuba the Panga. You know what that means?
47-9. Dude, that's ugly. They lost to the Ravens, too. How was it? Was that a nail biter?
Oh, man, it sounds like the Jaguar talker last week.
Yeah, it was a nail biter of the Ravens game. No, it doesn't. You told me to be scared of the Bengals. You said we were going to lose by 11 points to the Bengals. And now in hindsight, you say it's a shit win, a struggling team, and nobody deserves credit for beating them.
It's not a shit win. The other ones are.
You've downplayed the Bengals win for the last week and a half.
No.
Yes, you have.
Maybe I have.
I have proof. I have it in black and white on your Twitter.
You
tweeted it today to somebody.
Hold on for a second. 3 2-7 teams. Let's see here. Here's Zander's metric. They're 6-21 and a 4-5 Bengal team. So in the last 4 weeks, Zander's hanging his Super Bowl hopes on a team that has beaten a team with a combined record of 10-26. Yeah, man, that sounds good. I'm ready to rock. Hey, my guys are playing good. Who you played? Well, the combined record. And by the way, when you beat this team here, the Cowboys will be 3-8. Heading into Washington, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13-34. Yeah, 13-34. You're trying to tell me you're playing good ball against shitty, dumpy teams. Yeah. Don't bug me. All right.
The people are saying I cut off a Sills meltdown. What were you melting down about, senor?
I don't melt down over people, man.
That's real true.
I don't. Why would I melt down over anybody in here?
Yeah, just maybe strap on a set of brass balls for the weekend's post-game show. All right, I'm gonna need you to
do me a favor. Make sure I don't have to fucking filibuster my way on, or
You're
somebody.
a big boy.
Well, wait a minute. You know why I had to say something to the guy? Because he was about ready to get up and leave the goddamn Lincoln Financial because I was getting and talking shit to him so much.
That would have been great content. Would have been great content.
If he would have left, look at you, man. Try to have a little diplomacy with you, man. A little, just a little.
I just want you to be a man.
Hey. So
I mean, it was really eight minutes of content. He starts.
So you really
starts yelling. He ends it with, "I'm so sorry."
So I didn't say I'm fucking so sorry.
Who watched the segment? Who watched
I'm so sorry. That's what I said. I doubt that. And I said, I'm not sorry about my fucking takes. I just didn't want John to have a little powder. I didn't want him to have a little hiffy fit. And he was getting ready to leave.
They're already reputed John Daly down there at the NovaCare complex.
What's that?
I said they already rip you daily down there to John at the NovaCare complex.
Yeah, John, because you know what my aunt said to me? Did you hear what John McMullen said after you started talking shit to him? And I go, no, what'd he say? You don't know what I have to do after this.
Yeah.
You don't know what I do. And you know what that is? That's eating a ton of shit because of me.
Wait, you want to hear something hilarious? So we had a Jeff Kerr on Monday, and he was like, yeah, all the beat reporters were, they could hear John going at you. Like, it was like a thing that all the beat reporters were like, whoa, what's going on over there? Normally you just hear people doing talk shows or writing articles in the media room. John's head was boiling over. He turned into, a little rocket.
Hey, LJ, you're Monica Lewinsky.
LJ,
if I'm Hillary Clinton, you're the stained dress.
Lucius, I don't instigate shit, man. I let it happen. They clearly had two very differing opinions there, Lucius. That was a bound for an explosion right there.
Ask you one serious. You really don't think that guy's playing MVP football?
Who, Jalen?
Yeah, come on, man.
MVP,
Lamar Jackson
no.
is playing MVP.
MVP, no.
Josh Allen's playing MVP.
I agree.
Okay. Josh Allen. Jared Goff is playing MVP football.
Yes, he is. He's definitely playing MVP ball.
Now,
I think Jalen's close. I'm not gonna lie.
Jalen's ticked this game up, though.
Yeah, and remember that
they'll have recency bias, yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, the last 5 weeks, I think he's been. If your team wins 13 games and you have a great season, you're the quarterback of the team, you're going to be in the conversation. Will he win? Probably not with Lamar playing like he is. Lamar looks like he's going to win it, right?
Unless he gets hurt because of dual threat. Hey, by the way, make sure your quarterback gets another rest because, he's got a big week coming up, so you got to sit him down and powder his ass.
Akbar, you're not still stuck on your shitty ass take from 2 weeks ago.
Nolan Smith is the MVP edge rusher.
No, he said he was bum juice. I'm like, dude, he's not bum juice. He's come along in the last 2 weeks. Akbar, you're not still stuck on that trash take, are you, my dude? Come on, Come on, Akbar.
Hey, wait a minute here. Hey, Sue. Do you really want me to go somewhere with this, Sue? Come on now. You're starting to pick on me? Remember, Sue? Aaron Andrews, just remember. Hey, by the way, Senor, Sue, you're next. Go make me a sandwich.
Oh, my gosh. I ain't making you shit, so it's a good thing they'll do it.
So you think Nick Sirianni saved his job?
I mean, what are you going to do? The dude's been in the playoffs 3 straight years. He's 6-2. You're going to fire him? I mean, come on. Be real.
You know what I love about Angelo? Angelo, by the way, WIP, you're welcome for having my guest on because, I know that he finally is now welcome
for 30 years.
Back at Yeah, well, they don't really want – you think the Eagles want that guy on barking about the Philadelphia Eagles?
No, they don't like it.
True or false? Bob Lang, after Angelo went on, he called and complained.
Well, yeah, they got him on, though, because they probably seen how many hits Angelo's getting on your show.
Angelo's a good 20. He's a good 20,000 viewer.
Yeah. Well, that's just YouTube too. He gets a lot on Facebook and all the other platforms too.
Hey,
so
Angelo's a good 20,000 view guy for us, man. And that's why I try to take as much care as I possibly can with him. And he's on there. And he was a little bit nicer though, because he knows that those guys are going to get shit.
Andrew's trying to make me go broke.
Can you ever get Sills on the post game? No. I've now learned because of Mark Holmes not to lie anymore. Absolutely not going to happen.
It would happen if I offered him some.
No, wait, yeah. Now listen, I owe him 15 minutes. No, I owe him.
I'll make a goal on the super chats if I get
Me and him have a deal going on for something tomorrow, so I owe him $20. So I probably could go an extra time. Hey,
Andrew
well,
says,
no,
"Pay the
no.
man." Andrew, I'm
Hey,
already broke from paying the man. If I get
hey,
$500 of super chats, I only get like 250 of it. But
hey, know this, Andrew. Do you notice that Xander doesn't chew on his nuts anymore? Those sunflower seeds. That's because he's paying.
yeah, I can't even buy a bag and buy sunflower seeds. No, I love
Would you
sunflower
want
seeds.
Micah Parsons on the Eagles?
No, he's a stiff, a softy, and a drama queen, and more made to be a media mogul than he is a great football player. I never want to hear the phrase again that he's Lawrence Taylor or anybody that's been great in this league. Fuck Michael Parsons.
LJ, eat a dick. If I eat a salad, you eat a dick. Go ahead,
We
I'm
could
sorry.
use
I didn't
his
mean to interrupt.
we could
Go
use
ahead.
his talent, but the overall package is not worth it for Michael
It's not.
Parsons.
I
It's
think
not.
he's overrated, dude. John loves him. John thinks he's LT. I
Oh
don't.
God, it's just ridiculous. I still can't get over that comment from John. That was like last summer. I still think about that daily.
Dude,
Micah is generational. I'm like,
Oh,
generation means once in a generation. There is
Derek-
nothing about that guy that is generational.
like Derek.
I don't even
Coleman.
think Cowboys fans think that.
No.
I mean, 304. Are you in here, 304?
Hey, how about this? You hear what Tony Casillas said yesterday? He plays when he wants.
Yeah,
He
does.
plays when he
Yo,
wants.
I got to post that segment out. Tony Casillas was on fire yesterday.
Oh my God, did he shred the Cowboys?
Dude, he know, and
You
that's
know
just
he does a show in Dallas too.
it was good that he talked about the Cowboys, but I thought a lot of what he said kind of matched up with more than just the Cowboys. Like you could hear in Tony's voice how much it meant to him to forget putting on the star, but being an NFL player, how much he cared for his job and his career and what he wanted to do and what he wanted to achieve out there. I think that's a little bit of a lost art in today's world.
Well, the difference on wearing the helmet back then, you were wearing the helmet because you were playing next to Ed Jones or Randy White or players like that. Now you're a TV star, and the guys just look at it as being a TV star. And hey, and for the record, I saw somebody in here, that dickhead LJ goes, who gives a shit about the Cowgirls? NFL players do. You know why? When you go to the Cowboys, you get paid more.
Ryan, the legendary Ryan. Guy's good for one comment a day saying somebody stinks.
Yeah, you're right, dickhead. Second pick in the draft, and he's got a Super Bowl ring, and he made a Pro Bowl, an All Pro, and he stinks. Yeah, you know what stinks? I'll tell you what stinks. Jordan Davis, he stinks. That guy stinks. Okay, that stinks. I'll tell you what, though, man. If I'm the Dallas, I know I'm hard on him. I would never play Mozzie Smith again, though. Jordan, I'm going to play. I'm playing Jordan. But I'm not playing that guy. That guy is awful. Okay?
Look at Philly. Krause, be honest. Philly, don't tell me what to do. I don't know how to lie, Philly.
Why are you in such a bad mood today, man?
I'm not in a bad mood. I'm actually in a great mood. The internet pissed me off, but I'm in a great mood. We're gonna throttle the Cowboys in 3 days.
I do not believe.
We're about to be 7-2. We're about to beat the Dallas Cowgirls by 38 points.
I'm going to give you my stats for Jalen Hurts for the Cowboy game on Sunday. You ready?
D-Mac, I can actually say I do not, my friend, but I appreciate the comment.
What's
do
his?
not.
Here's my stats.
Where I just came from, D-Mac.
Here's my stats for Hurts on Sunday's Cowboy game. $92.3. Okay, here's my stats for Hurts. 10 of 14, 135 yards passing, 21 carries, 92 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns.
Dude, fuck your stats, dude.
That's what he does now.
Dude, that's not happening. He's throwing for over 200 this weekend.
He's 20th. You're making it. Do you know he's 18th right now in TDs pass? Wait a minute. I don't
care. I don't care.
Wait a minute. Where is this?
I'm telling you, I said it yesterday. Sills needs to go work for PFF.
Where's this step? Here it is.
Oh,
NFL
dude,
TD pass. Do you want to hear this? Baker Mayfield has 23 touchdown passes. Joe Burrow's got 20. Lamar Jackson has 20. Kirk Cousins is 17. Darnold has 17. Josh Allen has 17 and 2 picks. Rodgers is 17. Jordan Love is 15. And Jared Goff has 14.
You know how many Hurts has? 9. He's got 9.
He's dual threat.
That's wait a minute. That's elite. 9 TD passes at the halfway mark. Baker Mayfield's got 20. He's on pace for 46 touchdowns, and that guy's not elite.
Different quarterbacks, man.
Different what? Wait a minute.
solid
Okay.
quarterback.
Well, Lamar's got 20. Dual threat.
I can't help it with that fucking voice. Oh my god. We're 6-2, dude.
Okay. I know. I got you, brother. 6-2. 7-1 last year. Same bullshit. Here we go again. Groundhog Day. I can hear the clock already.
We playing like we were last year. Do we have wait a second. In this very segment, in this same segment,
You're playing better.
you told me
Playing better.
how important and how much more valuable Saquon Barkley was to the team.
You're playing better.
Now you're saying the 6-2 don't
No,
matter.
no. You're playing better on defense than you did a year ago. And remember what you were? You were 4th in rushing defense last year. Remember, you got out to a great start in the rushing defense. You were like 2nd, and all of a sudden that thing fell off the cliff. I think that's going to fall off the cliff again. Your rushing defense was going to fall off the cliff again. You know why? You wait till Baltimore gets a hold of you. They're going to run that ball at you for 300 yards. Dual threat. You think so you're stopping both Henry and Lamar in 3 weeks.
What did we take a time machine a second ago? What week 13? I'll talk to you in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, whenever it is.
So you're beating you're beating the Commanders.
Oh, we're crushing we're beating the Commanders 2 for 2 this year. Sweeping them.
So you're going to sweep the entire NFC East.
Might lose. Yeah. Might drop 1. I guess this could be the Cowboy trap game. Might drop 1.
Oh my God, you got beat by Tyrod Taylor.
Wait. Let me ask you what. And Flex, you say I'm tripping. Do you want me to lay down like a dog, Flex? Oh, the Commanders. Yeah, they're gonna beat me. What am I? What is this? What is this?
What is?
You want me to go into the game and say,
What do you mean?
God,
What is this?
The Commanders. They're having the first good year. It's
Oh, since '97.
Jesus criminy, dude.
Since '97.
I'll give you my prediction when the game comes. Right now, we're sweeping the Commanders. Fuck them.
Yeah, look at this. Devontae Smith did not practice. Nolan Smith did not practice. Barkley, rest. I'm good with that.
That is funny, man.
I'm good with that.
You guys are funny. You guys are funnier than Big Sills.
Hurts, rest. Rest.
Dude, he needed it. He's dual threat. He's running all over everybody. He needed a rest day. Give him give him a break.
Yeah, that's why, because most of the great elite quarterbacks need rest. They don't rest them.
Dude,
They play.
There's plenty of great quarterbacks that don't do nearly as much during the week as you think.
No, he has more to do, and he has more on his table.
Well, yeah, he's running the ball. You know, he's a dual threat. That's part of the gig. You know, he's going to take a bigger beating, and he has. So give him the rest day. I mean, look, this is the reason I hate this comment. In all seriousness, is we argued so much about Jalen getting back to this style. This is the style. If that style comes with a rest day on a Wednesday, I don't really give a shit because it looks better. The offense has been better. They look like they can unlock another level and maybe get back to the Super Bowl if the ball bounces their way.
Here, and he's like you said, all kidding aside, Kellen Moore was brought in to improve the run game. They haven't improved the passing game.
The spin master Sills.
Hey, so Kellen Moore was brought in to improve the run game. Passing game hasn't improved. I mean, is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, but we've also been missing AJ for 3 out of 7 games. Missed Devontae for 1 game.
And to be fair, the completion percentage is up near 70.
Yeah, that's good.
That's excellent.
How about Jared Goff's right now at like 83?
Yeah, but that's a great take right there by you. That, get this, because of the injuries, still he's completing 7 out of every 10 passes.
Yeah, it's good.
And a year ago, he was completing down near 6.
And he's
So
still
they
throwing deep
up-
ball. He's still throwing. He's still moving the ball. I mean, he's not just throwing underneath or anything. It's
And the
not
numbers are deceiving because they have been in and out of the lineup. Okay, they have. Well, you see, when you're a guy that's throwing the ball for 4,500 yards, Jarrell,
Get ready for the spin,
And-
everybody.
and 40 touchdowns and 1,100 yards, and on an iconic season, you rest Michael Jordan, who's going for his 3rd MVP. You rest. Do you understand, Lamar or Jarrell, that Lamar Jackson, if he wins his Most Valuable Player award, he'll be the youngest player ever to get 3 MVPs before the age of 28.
Yeah, with an empty mantle. Guy's never even won the AFC.
Excuse me. Well, you do have to go through the guy who owns all the
yeah,
medals.
I know.
That's
You have
because
every
your guy
spin in
went
the
through
world.
him, and he got beat too. Are you trying to compare Jalen Hurts to Lamar Jackson?
No. I'm
Oh,
talking about success and
He
winning the
wins
shit that
he
matters.
wins 75% of his games too. He's just got the
Okay.
greatest.
You quantify
He's
MVPs.
playing a
I don't give a
generational
shit about
quarter-
MVPs.
He's playing a generational player in his conference. You're not. You know who you're losing to? Baker Mayfield.
We also got knocked by Tom Brady. And then the other time we got knocked was Patrick Mahomes. How about that for generational? Huh? They might be the 2 greatest quarterbacks to ever touch a football.
And then you get beat by what's that guy's name in Seattle? Brock Bowers. Who is the guy that was up? Drew Lock. What the greatness of Drew Lock beat your ass. So did Zach Wilson.
You gotta be kidding me, dog.
Let's do the super chats. I'm about to throw up here. Everyone with this Jalen Hurts love.
We're gonna destroy Dallas, and then we're gonna beat the Commanders on Thursday night.
You know what? I think the two divisional games.
Hey, tread lightly.
who does
I'm hot
Washington-
on my predictions right
Does
now.
Washington play Pittsburgh on Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a tough game.
1 o'clock game.
That's a tough game. Now, are they home or are they away? Oh, wait, I got it here.
I'll look it up. if you
Okay,
don't have it.
Washington's home. So they only have to travel down 95 to
Yeah, for Thursday. Yeah, they wouldn't put them.
so they're not traveling from Pittsburgh to Washington and then down. Is that game in DC
Which game?
next week against Washington? Is
No,
that, or
the Thursday night game's in Philly.
It's in Philly, so they
Yeah,
just
we go to DC. I think
later
Christmas.
in the year.
I think December 22nd or somewhere in that range.
Okay, so both teams are home. I think they've scheduled it that way. I hate those fucking Thursday games.
Oh, dude, they suck.
I just totally hate them. If I was a player,
I'm gonna be working all night doing the post game show, and then I'm gonna get up and do Birds 365. I'm not complaining. I honestly love it.
See, look at this guy. See what I'm telling you here? He's telling me all this shit about him. Look at this guy. This guy owns the damn thing, and he's
I'm
now
not
telling me he's
complaining.
moaning and crying about it.
I'm not complaining. Jacob Nation makes it happen, baby.
Let's read these super chats. There's a ton of them.
Lamar lost to Mr. Eat a W. Correct. You won't hear anything from Sileo about that one, though, Jarrell. In fact, he maybe went the whole week. The whole week after they lost that game, he didn't even mention them.
Who?
The Ravens, after they lost to the shitty Browns with Jameis Winston.
Divisional game? Yeah, I got it. I'm all right with that.
Okay,
Hey,
so wait. So if
be
we lose to the
prepared,
Cowboys
Bud.
or the
Be
Commanders-
prepared, Philly. Be prepared. You're
All right,
playing a
keep that
divisional.
energy. Keep that energy when we play a
Oh, I
divisional
will.
opponent.
I'll have the same energy I had after you guys almost lost to that Jags team. That's all right. I'll have the same energy. Don't worry, because you guys blow everyone out. Don't worry, you ain't blowing anyone out this year. You're not that good.
What do you mean? We already blew somebody out.
Yeah,
The
you blew one
Bengals.
team out this year. Woo.
The Bengals with Joey B.
Yeah.
How great is Joey B? You tell me once every 2 hours.
Yeah. Joey B is great.
Yeah,
Oh, so you're
well,
right. So wait a minute. You'd rather have Jalen than Joey B?
I never said that.
I was just checking. Go ahead, man.
I never said that. And I never said that. Jarrell said Jalen will outplay Lamar in 3 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, wait a minute. Jarrell, let me ask you something, Jarrell. Let's find out what kind of guy Jarrell is. So, Jarrell, if you're building your football team right now, are you building it around Lamar Jackson or are you building it around Jalen Hurts? Who would you build your team around? And the answer is pretty simple. Just look at the talent that was on the team a year ago. Now they've added some components this year. But ask yourself, Jalen all day.
I'm not gonna lie to everybody. I don't think I could pick Jalen over Jarrell or over Lamar. Come on. Lamar's a pretty
He's
See,
a generational. He's a
yeah,
generational.
he's
guy.
a generational talent. Now he better win, because if you get to the end and you're a generational talent, nobody gives a fuck. But listen,
No, he's got to. He's got to win too.
he
Though.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's crazy, and he's getting better every single week.
I can't believe the job that Todd Monken has actually done with him.
Yeah, perfect. They're a perfect match.
I think he's just done an absolutely sensational job. And Zander, here's something else too. And this is to the point. And listen, I get it. He's got to totally win in the playoffs now, because that's part of this now. But if you look at his record, I want to show you something here, Zander. 13-2, 12-4, 8-5, 8-4, 13-3. He's 6-3. He's 64-22. I mean, in 7 years, he's 64-22 right now. He didn't start his first year. He came in later after. That was Joe Flacco still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 6 seasons, he's averaged almost 11 wins a year since he's been a starting quarterback. And he's led
what's
the
Jalen average?
And how about this? And he's led the NFL in passing once, 36 TDs, 26 TDs, 16, 17, 24. And right now get this. Last year he had 24 total touchdowns in an MVP season. Right now he's got 20 touchdown passes. How's that for you? Talk about getting better. Okay? You talk about getting better. Hurts. There, look at this. Boy, well, let me ask you this, Jarrell. What do you think Lamar Jackson would do with that talented offense that the Eagles have with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith? Now, he has his own version of Saquon Barkley and that O-line. Not that Baltimore sucks.
Ryan,
3 losses. I know, guy. I know. You got 2. And one guy, dude, unbelievable.
Here we go. Ready for a Sills explosion?
I will take Hurts over Joey B. See, this is all you have to know about Lucius. Okay? Lucius would take a bag of dicks right now.
Dude, too many references to that in the last 2 days. We need to remove that from the
I
podcast.
don't even know where I got that from.
I think it was me. I'm not going to lie to you.
I think I'm going to have to retire that, man.
You got to retire that.
Yeah, I think I got to retire that because I'm not a fan of that. Let's read these super chats, man. I'm getting about ready to throw up here.
Look at Sileo kicking me off his show. Good. Get me the fuck out of here. Lamar hasn't gotten to the big game yet. Dude, we got so many of these. Jarrell's dropped
Hey,
14 $2 ones.
Hey, Jarrell, honest to God, he hasn't got. So, wait a minute. Jalen Hurts is in the same realm of Jake Delhomme, Jimmy Garoppolo, Rex Grossman, and Jalen Hurts. You know what they all have in common? They got to a Super Bowl. That's what Rex Hurts.
I got 2 new nicknames for Sills, by the way. Everybody should start using them.
Legend. Sills.
One is Snowflake Sills for his performance on the postgame show where he cowered. And then the second one is Diddy Sills for talking about bags of dicks too many times.
I'll take the second one. That's not cool. I got it. The first one, yeah, that's me.
Snowflake Sills.
Yeah. Snowflake Sills. Sure.
Lamar lost to Gardner.
Hey, you want me to end that immediately? Go Trump.
Hey, speaking of that,
sorry, Betty.
My prediction game has been on point. I think I'm 6-1 in Eagle predictions this year, and I predicted the Trump victory. Done. I'm in rare form right now when it comes to predictions.
Hey, do you see Arizona and Nevada went to him?
Did it? I didn't even look at that.
312 and 312 in whatchamacallit now. Okay.
Holy shit.
Give me some more supers. Lamar lost to Gardner Minshew, and you lost to Drew Lock.
Yeah, Jarrell, you're opening yourself up, man. Jarrell,
remember,
Jarrell, when you send the right hook, you got to protect the face, my guy.
Baker Mayfield first.
You can't open yourself up too much, Jarrell, when you're tossing hooks. Somebody's going to sleep you. I mean, we did lose to Tyrod Taylor last year, Jarrell.
And you lost to Baker Mayfield this year.
And in the playoffs. Shit, when it matters most.
Yeah, last 8 quarters, that guy's owned the Eagles.
Snowflake
Oh,
Sills.
Raul.
Start it up, everybody.
Yeah,
I need like 100 chats in a row of Snowflake.
Hit
Everybody
the damn
drop it in
like
the
button.
chat.
If you like Snowflake Sills, hit the like button.
Yeah, drop it in the chat. We need Snowflake Sills going
Come on,
crazy
Sills.
in the
Josh
chat.
Allen tomorrow will never sniff a Super Bowl. Not with Mahomes in there. No, it's
Anthony
like.
Wilson checks in.
Well, let me ask you this here for a
All right,
second.
go.
Hang on. Jalen has 10 TDs, 9 Sills on pace for. Okay, he's got pace for 22 passing TDs. Get this. Lamar's got 20 now. Nice job, Anthony. Nice. Anthony goes, he's going to have 22. And Lamar's got 20 now.
Look at all this Snowflake Sills is coming in. Next time when you guys disagree with Sills, look at how much he's flustered over there. He's rattled.
I like it.
He's rattled.
Rattled. Yeah, that looks like me. Rattled. Hey, Sue, where are you?
Snowing in the chat.
Hey, Sue. You know what, Sue? You're close to getting a sandwich comment.
Can't believe we have to rely on Kamala
Hurts. Brian, I love you, brother.
Brian's hilarious. Dude, Brian even had John McMullen laughing this morning with his super chats.
Kamala Hurts. Oh, my God.
Holy shit, Jarrell. Can't even get through all these. Jalen will outplay Lamar. We already got that. Sileo wants the Eagles to have Jeff Toretta.
Hey. Oh, my God.
Elite Hurts is sweeping the East.
Elite Hurts. Holy
Baltimore ain't stopping Jalen and Barkley in 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Who's stopping? Let me ask you something. Who's stopping Henry? No comment, Zander?
N'Kobe.
I can't wait to see that guy run into him.
Hey, N'Kobe, I like the way you're playing, but be careful against Derrick Henry. He'll fucking run you over.
N'Kobe, if I were you, get low.
Ready? Look at this one. Devontae. What's up, Devontae? I told you, he's got the best spelling of Devontae. He said, I couldn't imagine a road trip with Zander, Sills, and J-Mac. The amount of arguing you'd hear from Sills and J-Mac would be top tier. Yeah, as long as I'm driving, I'll take it. I'm a drive kind of guy. I don't get in the car if I'm not driving.
But the problem is, John is easy to trigger. And I'll tell you why he's easy to trigger. All you have to do is go, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, no, John does. Yeah, John does believe that his opinion is fact and the only one. That's correct.
No, it's like one of the Beatitudes that were written by Martin Luther, and you hung them on the door. That's what he thinks his stuff is.
Yeah, right. I still love him.
I do too, man.
I already got that. I guarantee you, Sirianni will make sure Cowboys cover. That's not a bad take.
Harv, that's a great one.
It's a great take. Hello, Mr. George. That guy, Mr. Perez, is not no good. I don't know what the heck you're saying there, Prince. That was a Sileo-esque super chat, dude. I mean, he can barely read proper English. You want him to try and read that? Holy shit.
Look at this. I'm getting hammered over here. I didn't do anything. What are you fucking doing here? Come on now.
Oh, dude, you came at my quarterback on my team. What do you want me to do? Sit here and take it? Jesus criminy, dude. Michael Robinson. I mean, you want to give it, you can't take it. It's unbelievable. Michael Robinson. I refuse to believe we are legit until we play
what's
Washington.
this here, man? Wait.
Can't even get it out.
It's with my quarterback. Who's this guy? Fucking T.O.? It's my quarterback. Zander's T.O. It's my quarterback.
Lucius says Hurts will end the year with 36 passing TDs.
Yeah, hey, Lucius. He'll end 36 touchdowns, maybe total. Okay?
Yeah, Lucius, that's not happening, my dude. That's like 3 touchdowns a game for the rest of the year.
Ever.
Wait, we have 9 games left. Yeah,
Dude,
that's.
He's got 10 TD passes.
Yeah, that means you need to have 3 a game. No way.
So in the second half, he's got to throw.
It's not his game. It's not his game.
Not his game, really. It's not his game. I know it's not his game. He's not.
He might have 37 tush-push touchdowns.
Yeah.
Michael Robinson. Sorry, Michael. I mean, the guy sends $10 of his hard-earned money, and I can't even read it because Sills won't shut up. I refuse to believe we are legit until we play Washington and Baltimore. Barkley is covering up Jalen's inability to see the field in the passing game. Watson is too good to get 1 catch a game.
There it is. That is right there.
Michael,
the
thanks for the 10.
super chat of the day.
Michael, thanks for the 10. Dotson sucks, dude. Stop. Stop with
Michael,
that.
that is right there. That is the super chat of the day.
Now, you know what? I've already figured Michael
You're an
out.
MVP.
Michael, I love you, but you're a Penn State guy, clearly, because Jahan Dotson sucks. In fact, Washington moved on from him and made Olamide Zaccheaus their wide receiver number 2 after drafting him in the first round because he sucks. He's not a good player. I'm sorry. It was a shit trade by Howie. He's not a good player. I'm not putting that on Hurts. Made one good catch, and Michael wants to proclaim him to be the next A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith.
He's a
Josh Herman checks in. I was only saying when you watch them play, Detroit beats bad teams convincingly, and we don't, and that's how you grade teams based on the schedule.
No.
I mean, Josh, who are you going off? We had one tight game with the Jags. We destroyed the Giants, and we destroyed the Bengals.
How close was that? How close was that Browns game? I forgot. 4 points?
Oh, the team that just beat the Ravens? Yeah, it was a close game.
Wait. How about the win you had against Atlanta? You lose that one. How about that? How close was the New Orleans game? I forgot that one. You played a close game in every single freaking game, actually, except the Bengal game.
And Giants.
Okay. And Giants.
All right. Well, you just told me you don't care the Steelers beat the Ravens because it was a divisional game. Well, we destroyed the New York Giants. That's a divisional game.
You know that Olamide guy? He's on pace for 500 receiving yards because of Jaden Daniels.
Is it Olamide? I know him well. He went to my high school. He was a grade above me. And there's a thing called Kairos at my high school. He was in my brother's Kairos group. He's a great dude. I loved him because of St. Joe's Prep. I thought
he has a quarterback that's elevating his game. That's why.
Well, that's fair. All right, that's fair. He's also number 2 there.
Is he? He's the number 2 there behind Terry
They traded Dotson.
Okay.
Who do they have?
I thought he was the 3 guy there. That's not good then. That's not. Hey, that's your number 2? That's not. Yeah, that's not. He's on pace for like 470 or something like that.
They got Noah Brown, I guess.
Well, so wait a minute here. So Jaden Daniels has one guy who's. Let me take a look at this for a second.
Oh, yeah. I just gave Sills unlimited ammo.
Oh, my God. Look at this. So here's Jaden Daniels. This is who he has in his backfield compared to what Hurts has. So Jaden Daniels has Brian Robinson running the – and the second leading rusher is Jaden Daniels. So let me go here. Jaden Daniels is on pace right now for 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in his rookie year and 3674, almost the same exact number of yards that Hurts is having, and he's got a higher completion percentage. Fast forward, let's do the dual threat. Jaden Daniels.
How many touchdowns does Jaden have in the air?
Is on pace for, check this out. This guy's on pace for 838 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. Come on, dog. Who's playing better in the first 8? Jaden Daniels.
I know, but you do pick and choose. Jaden Daniels has 9 touchdown passes with 500 rushing yards.
Oh, Jaden Daniels has more passing yards than Hurts and more TDs right now.
He's got an extra game. He's got 200 more passing yards.
He's a fucking rookie.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So let me tell you this. Let me ask you one thing. If you're going to build your team around one guy, you're going to build it around Hurts or him?
Inconclusive.
I do want to see more from the kid, too, because you see CJ Stroud struggling a little bit more without Nico Collins.
Yeah, CJ Stroud needs to get
He's struggling a little bit right now without Nico.
Yeah.
But you know what, too, man? Remember something, too, Zander, about this kid, Jaden Daniels. Okay? Remember, he's a 5th-year kid or a 6th-year guy. And
dude was in college like
the GI Bill and shit. Because he was at Arizona State for 3 years with Herm. That's a guy I got to get on.
And Jalen has 10 passing touchdowns and 17. He's got 130 less passing yards in 1 less game and more passing touchdowns.
And that guy's in first place right now and in the 2-hole in the playoffs. If they were to start right now, the Commanders are in the 2-hole right now. How you doing? And you're a wild card.
Okay, good. Talk to me after we.
Wait a minute. A rookie is taking his team as predicted by Big Sills. And right now, they're the leading horse right now in the race for the NFC East.
That's an interesting thing to say when you're 9 games deep. I mean, come on.
Well, you told me they weren't going to do dick this year.
No, I didn't. No, I did not. No, I did
You
not.
said that's a horrible take.
No,
That-
pull up the
You
tape.
didn't say that
Pull
Washington
up the
was a
tape.
horrible take.
I did not say that was a horrible. I said it's a good take, and I like Jaden Daniels. I did not expect him to win the NFC East, and I expected them to be a better team. I'm not crowning them off 9 games like you. I've now learned a lot about you. You have a propensity to crown
I'm
people
not
after
crowning
9
them.
games, except for the Birds.
I'm not crowning them like
Yes, you
I'm
are.
not crowning the Birds. But my prediction this year was Detroit's going to win the Super Bowl.
Listen to this dude talk about the Commanders. It's like they've been the
I'm
greatest
not-
dynasty for the last 10 years.
I told you yesterday I want to see him against Pittsburgh. I want to see him against a team.
James
Unlike-
Jones. He also went toe-to-toe with Danny Dimes. A Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes.
They barely squeaked by the Giants. We blew them off the page, and you don't want to give us any credit for it.
Oh, I know. And you barely squeak by the JAKIB Wires. And you barely speak by Deshaun Watson,
Wait,
who
you're not
today.
blaming the Jags game
Wait.
on Jalen, though.
Are you? I don't know. How come it was a 1-point possession? What happened to the offense in the second half?
Well, they had a punt one time. Nick Sirianni doesn't want to. He wants to leave a touchdown worth of points off the board. I mean, come on. Jalen's not making those decisions.
Excuse machines.
I'm upset that the game was close versus the Jaggy Wires.
How about the Browns game? Why was that thing close?
It was close.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's close football. It's the NFL. What do you think this is?
And you lose to the Falcons.
ACC?
You lose to the Falcons. He just gave me a shot in the fucking head right now. You see that? He just threw it. He just gave me a shot.
The shitty ass ACC. Who the hell wants to play in the ACC?
I left it because I thought it sucked.
Big Still's crying about the Florida guys
Hey.
leaving. Yeah, no wonder you're in the ACC, dude. Nobody wants to play in the ACC.
Xander, I left the ACC because I thought it was shitty.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's keep rolling,
Do
dude.
we have any more super chats?
Yes, we got a bunch more. We're in the weeds.
Come
Anthony says they have over 550 yards from the tight end position in 8 games. I mean, come on, guys. What are you expecting? That's an 1,100-yard pace. Anthony, you think Dallas Goedert's living up to the expectation and the hype with him?
Dude, that guy is not reliable. Nobody said anything ever about Goddard's talent. He's not reliable. He's not reliable. Dallas Goedert's got 550 yards receiving. Does he really?
Doesn't. No, he doesn't.
From the tight end position.
Dallas wait. To answer Anthony's question, because I actually want to give him a good answer. Okay, you're right. It's a solid pace for the tight end room as a whole. But just accept that Dallas Goedert's an overpaid
It's a terrible
schmuck.
take. I'll tell you why.
No, it's not. Well, he's talking about the room. Dallas Goedert is 25th in the NFL in tight ends and receiving yards.
Now add the other component.
What other component?
$15 million.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's 25th in the NFL, dude. That's brutal.
Anthony, don't you think you could take that $15 million and spread it out across another position, maybe a safety,
15
linebacker,
in yards. He's
an edge
25th
rusher,
overall.
or what have you? Think about the dead fucking money, Anthony, you're spending on. You're spending shit money on Bradbury. You're spending shit money on Huff, and you're spending shit money on Goddard.
He's 15th, by the way. 15th.
Look at this, Sander. $15 million on Goddard, $11 million on Bradbury, and $17 million on Huff. That's $43 million of non-productive players. Bradbury, Huff, and Goddard. Do you think that's worth $43 million?
Schnufflepuff.
Come on, Anthony. Blow that out of your rear end with a shitty take.
Run the ball with Harv checks in. Run the ball with Sparkley and Shipley. Use play action to open the middle of the field and take shots. It's not complicated. This is my opinion. I agree with your opinion, Harv.
Yes. I heard your take this morning. You want more Shipley and you want more Kenny Gainwell.
Well, no, I just wonder if they should, man.
You're right. They should.
I mean, think about how, and you just told me, we talked about it in the beginning of the segment. Think about how good Saquon's been in the beginning of the year. Don't we want that in the playoffs?
Yeah. You're concerned that he's playing his best ball now.
Yes. Yep. By no fault of his own.
None. Nope.
That's the fear, yes. Harv,
Hey, by the
again.
way, if you can get out of that Dallas game and you can get you know what I would love to do and I'd like to see in that Dallas game, Xander? I'd like to see the Eagles get up 21-0 and just run that ball and just like get Gainwell in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get Hurts out of that game in mid-third quarter, you're in good shape.
Not so much Hurts. The guy, let him, he doesn't have to throw it or take hits. I just don't want that kid
true.
Barkley.
That's true. Barkley, get him out.
You could protect the quarterback more than you can protect that back.
That's very true. Very true.
Just turn it around, hand it, throw intermediate passes. You don't have to really.
You're right. I digress.
Once you get 21 points, Xander, you don't have to beat the team by 50 points. Now, wait a minute. I forgot. Now, again, if it comes down to same record, point differential is something in the NFC. They have to play. They have to still play 60 minutes, and it's an NFC East game. So what really sucks about these two, you've got two NFC East games, and they're in a short work week. Get this, Washington can afford to lose that Steeler game. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's not an NFC game. They can afford.
And then when they're not at the top of the NFC East, are you still gonna?
No, what they're gonna do is this is how it goes. Whoever has the best record, then it goes into division record, then it goes conference record.
Right.
If I lose to the Steelers, who gives a shit? If I beat you and the records are tied, I get the tiebreaker because I have a better record in the NFC.
Interesting of you to assume that we have another loss on the schedule.
Easy. That's easily going to happen.
I'm kidding. Harv says, until I see Sirianni step back for good, I will never have faith they'll blow teams out. I'm all right with that take.
That's why the Cowboy game, Harv will be close.
Might be right. Josh Herman checks in. Josh, appreciate it. In terms of the schedule and playing bad teams, Detroit kills bad teams. We beat them by 5. That's how you measure a team based on schedule. Agree?
No. I take the eyeball test and I look at how you're playing. And what I like about the Eagles and what they're playing, they look the same week in and week out now. Okay, that's the only thing that I'm liking what I'm seeing. The opponents that you're playing, and you're not playing up and down like you did a year ago. You're playing more like you do every week, and it looks the same. Yeah, because they took the ball out of the quarterback's hands. They're running the ball more, and he's more effective throwing the ball this way. You're getting more one-on-one. Get this. Would you rather have Jalen Hurts with wide receivers with single coverage, or would you rather have him drop back 37 times and have him throw in a double coverage like they did in that Seattle game? Remember when Devontae was wide open underneath and they threw into double coverage to AJ on the perimeter on the sidelines? And you sat there and you go, why don't you take the easier throw? That I don't want him doing. I want single coverage on the wide receivers. And to me, that's kind of why they look the same week in and week out. I'm kind of liking it. By the way, I thought Vic brought a great point up, and I pointed it out earlier. One of the reasons why you can get away with guys like Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, the fullback's no longer a part of the NFL, and they can be smaller now. Back in the day, those guys were 6'2", 275 pounds.
Right.
It's more played in space today, and you don't have that fullback any longer.
Yeah, don't tell the 49er fans that one.
Well, do you notice the two teams that are really dominant with that are the 49ers and the Ravens?
Yeah, it's true. Prince says that's a weak argument, Sills. I think he was talking about the running back debate we had early. C-Mac is the 49ers offense, but they struggled to perform without Purdy. I mean, it's quarterback league, Sills.
No, they struggle without Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is the engine that runs that offense. Just like I think that Barkley is the engine that runs that thing too, because he creates play action.
Can I just remind you that you're talking to a fan base that absolutely obliterated the 49ers because Purdy was knocked out of the game?
Okay.
They had Christian McCaffrey in that game.
Okay.
Okay. We beat them like 38-3 or whatever it was.
They had no viable guy to go in there and play. They had Josh Johnson.
Okay, we don't either. You think Pickett's viable? Dude needs gloves to throw a football.
Like I said,
anybody that needs to put on a
you know what was crazy about that game? What's funny?
If you don't got hands that can grip a football, you're not an NFL quarterback.
You only had 269 yards in total offense in that game that you beat the 49ers. You had great field position because they turned it over because of the shitty quarterback play. It wasn't because you dominated them at the point of attack. You only had 269 yards in offense in that game against the 49ers in that NFC title game.
You missed.
You're making it sound like you had 500 yards against them. And you ran the ball down your throat. That's not true.
That's not what I'm making it sound like. I'm making it sound like the quarterback is always the most important player on the field. I don't give a shit who you are.
Okay. Like I said, that team, because of Barkley and how great he's playing, I think you can get away with it. And in an NFC title game, no.
Okay, for those that missed it,
in a Dallas Cowboy game,
talking about.
No, you're right. Wait a minute. You're right. Wait a minute. In a Dallas Cowboy game or a Jaguar game, yeah, you can get away with that. In an NFC title game versus a team playing for the NFC title, no, you can't get away with your quarterback being
okay.
out.
But
No.
all right, because people missed it. So, Jack, people in the chat who don't know what we're talking about. Early in the show, Sills asked me, "Who's the one player you cannot lose on this team?" And I said, "Is Jalen Hurts included?" And I said, "Jalen Hurts." He said Saquon Barkley. We proceeded to debate that was a bullshit take by Big Sills.
Yeah, no. Well, my take is you can beat the so you don't think you can beat the Cowboys with a backup quarterback this weekend?
I think our chances would be drastically smaller.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, do you think you can beat the Dallas Cowboys?
I mean, we won a Super Bowl with a backup. Sure, you can win a game.
Okay. Do you think you're going to win a game, an NFC Championship game, without Saquon Barkley in the backfield?
We did 2 years ago.
You had a 1,300-yard back in the backfield with.
Oh, so now Miles Sanders is as good as Saquon because
I didn't say that. He had 1,300. He's third all time in a single season run. He had 1,300 rushing.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Doesn't that point to how good our offensive line is, and that you don't need Saquon Barkley, or he's not?
You have to have a viable guy back. Are you trying to diminish his fucking running that he had that year?
Miles Sanders, dude, the dude sucked. He didn't, dude, great. He had 1,300 yards in the regular season. We didn't even play him in the Super Bowl.
Really
because
think
he fumbled on the first play.
You really think if you lose Barkley, Kenny Gainwell is going to frighten teams on play action?
I didn't say that. I said we can overcome it.
No way. He can't overcome losing a wideout.
Miles Sanders was highly overrated.
That loses A.J. Brown. You know what he looks like? He looks like Tyrod Taylor.
Okay, you're shifting it now. Talking about Saquon and Jalen.
All right.
Miles Sanders is no Saquon Barkley. I don't give a shit who thinks otherwise.
No, I'm not. I didn't say he was. He had 1,300 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns that year. You make it sound like
because our offensive line
third all time.
Because of
who fucking cares? He still had it. He did that,
dude. The point is that you
wait a minute.
make up with it because you have a great offensive line.
You think Kenny Gainwell can overcome that if Barkley goes out and puts? You think he could rush for $2,000?
I didn't say that. Nor do you.
You think that guy can rush for 1,300 yards at least?
Well, you know what he's averaging per rush right now? Kenny Gainwell.
No idea.
4.5 yards a carry.
Okay,
it's
so
the
you
offensive
think
line.
that guy is good enough if Barkley goes down? That guy's going to be good enough to help your play action?
That's not what I said, or that's not what you asked. You asked. Who is more important? Who can you not replace?
Who's been the MVP in the first 8 games? Your fucking shitty quarterback or your running back?
But that's again, you're switching the question.
Honestly, the guy has carried the entire. Even they've shifted in the mentality of how they play the game offensively. They're throwing it less.
Saquon's not more important than the
Folks, guess what people have done offensively? Even the coaches, they're taking the passing attempts down. Because the guy's so good.
Okay, so you really believe that Saquon's more important to our team than Jalen Hurts is?
I think in a regular season, with all these shitty teams you've played, I still think you'd have the same record if Hurts was handing the throwing the ball 14 times a game, turning around and handing to a guy who had 200 yards rushing. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Then again, you're right. They probably need Hurts because you can barely beat the Jags.
The Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Hard checked in. What's up? We got a couple more. 2 more, I think. 1 more. It's so obvious this team runs through Barkley first and foremost. Hurts has better efficiency because of the effectiveness of the run game, full stop.
It's another great take there. Thank you, Harv. Way to go, brother. Don't worry, Harv. I'll come back to Big Sills.
Harv, love you, man. Brian says, Bus Davis and Bryce Snuffleupagus?
Yes.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Snuffleupagus are the epitome of mid. And get a dude named Kenny Gainless off my precious team. I can't stand 4 bums.
Kenny Game. Hey, Brian, I
Take
hate
both
Kenny.
Kennys out of here.
Hey,
I like him. I don't have a problem with him.
Actually, he's not a bad. He's not
He's
a
not
bad.
bad. Come on,
No,
man. He's not bad.
not a bad back. He's not a bad back. No.
20 passing and 20 rushing touchdown. Never been done, Sills.
You can't wait. Yeah, if he has those numbers, this guy will be in a wheelchair by the first playoff game if that guy does that. Because if you look at it, hey, they're not running Lamar like they did when it comes to like red
All
zone.
right, well, wait a second.
No, red zone running.
Okay,
They're
fine. I agree. I agree on Lamar. Let's talk about another guy real quick.
Okay.
Let's talk about Jaden Daniels.
The rookie.
Right? The rookie. He has 82 carries for 459 yards.
More than Hurts. The carries, Hurts has 4 more carries, I think, or 5 more carries, maybe 6.
So similar carries, and Jaden has more yards.
Mm-hmm.
Is that sustainable?
Absolutely not. Well, let me see with his passing attempts. Let me see what he's projected on those passing attempts here. On what he has.
163 at 228. So he's.
See, here's the thing. Well, no, he's on the same pace with. He's having basically, if you think about it, I think Hurts is on pace for 454 passes. That resembles a little bit.
Hurts has 215 attempts. I mean, they're really close.
So, but Jalen is on pace to have a 2022 season. All those numbers, they look the same.
Yes.
They look almost.
Why I'm optimistic.
They look almost identical. And when you look at Jaden Daniels, he's having a 2022 Jalen Hurts. The only difference is this guy's more proficient in the air throwing touchdown passes because he has 17. Hurts had 21 that year in 22, I think, 21 or 22. This guy already has 17 touchdown passes. I mean, no, excuse me. He has 9 touchdown passes. He's on pace for 17. So he's kind of around that room. Jaden Daniels is playing like 22 Jalen Hurts. They are basically almost the same exact type of player.
Jalen Hurts is also playing like 22 Jalen Hurts.
Yes, but here's the difference. If I'm not mistaken, that 2021 season, his rookie year, I think Jalen threw for 3,100 yards and 19 touchdowns. And this is his first year. We're comparing a veteran of 5 years to a guy who's in his 8th game. So it's a little different here, bud.
No, you're right about that.
They still have the same. But I think you're talking more about skill set.
Yeah, I'm talking about the overall. I mean, you're right. I mean, look, he's playing unreal for a rookie. There's no doubt about that. He's playing tremendous. All right, we got him.
You think he's playing better this year than Stroud did a year ago?
I don't want to go there because they haven't really had the stiffest competition yet. I mean, Stroud did that in the AFC, and he went in the AFC playoffs. And I mean, who'd they lose to in the playoffs? Was it the Chiefs?
Yes, and he was also 62.9, I think, in completion percentage. This kid's 71.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, man.
That's
I think they're both great players. I'm a little surprised with how good Jaden's been, but I want to see it hold up. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to see it hold up. I'm not taking credit away from him. The kid is playing great football, but let's see it. I mean, let's see it keep happening. I mean, teams are gonna figure him out a little bit more. That's going to happen.
Yep. Collapsed last year, no run game, 3 and outs, exposed defense. How can you argue? Hurts more important portals than Barkley. Hurts product of Barkley. He is a product of Barkley because you know why? You're getting single coverage on the perimeter now, and the passing lanes are open more.
No, Clary Voy's agreeing with you, I think.
Yeah, he is. That's right.
Well,
there's more single coverage
Clary
because
Voy, you're bending the question because you're talking about the running game.
The passing game is open more because of Barkley, dude.
No, the running game is different. I know it is. But you asked the question, what player can you not afford to lose?
Right, because get this. Hey, Clairvoy, if they lose Barkley, those single coverages are no longer going to be there, and Hurts is going to be back to throwing the ball.
Well, maybe that's true.
Times.
That's
okay. That's the key there, and the approach that I'm talking to more so than just the production.
Yeah, but he's talking. I mean, what he said, you can't just pull Barkley out of that equation. I mean, if you have a run game, Hurts is better. If you don't, he's not as good. Agreed with that. But can we overcome with Saquon being gone? I think more so than you could if Jalen was gone.
So you, the defensive coordinator,
all right,
is
let
going
me
to
ask you this. If Jalen Hurts, and God forbid, I'll knock on wood because I don't want this to happen. You never want to see any injuries.
I don't
But
want
for
any.
the sake of the argument, if Jalen Hurts got hurt this weekend, you think they'd be in a worse position than if Saquon Barkley got hurt?
Yeah, because your coaching's awful and you couldn't overcome it there either. With Doug Peterson and with Frank, you can.
If Jalen Hurts gets hurt this weekend,
how come 17
as
they
well
overcame it with the quarterback getting hurt? And this quarter, and this, you're telling me this staff couldn't overcome that?
I'm telling you, the O line's elite.
This team couldn't overcome that.
Overcome what?
If your quarterback, your MVP candidate, as you say, he's an MVP candidate. Your MVP candidate went down at 17. Doug and Frank and Schwartz.
Well, we had a good backup.
You had a backup.
I don't believe Kenny Pickett can sniff Nick Foles' jockstrap.
So let me ask you. Let me take you back to your memory brain there. Did you really think you were going to win a Super Bowl after Wentz went down?
No. I was at Alabama at the time.
Here's the better question. Did you have a higher opinion of Nick than you did Kenny then?
No, but I think a lot of this is benefit of hindsight. But you watched Nick elevate to the moment. Do you believe Kenny Pickett can elevate?
No, and I'll tell you why I would have had more faith in Nick because of that 26-2 year he had.
I hated the Pickett trade when it happened, my friend. Remember when your show, it happened right before your show.
Yeah, I wanted Justin Fields.
Well, when we came on and we were on our pre-chat meeting and I'm talking and I'm like, Kenny, flick it. I hated the trade when they did it. He's a shit player. We didn't need him in Philly at all either. There was way better backups.
He's a Jersey guy. Why don't you like him? What, you got something against Jersey?
He needs a sticky glove to throw the football.
A sticky glove.
I don't even need that. Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
Dude's got Nick Sirianni hands.
What, little?
Little and soft.
Little. Hey, Peter says that Nick Sirianni's handshake is like a fish.
It is. That's not like it was a fish. Jalen's was firm. I can trust Jalen.
True. I don't like.
You know who else was firm? Brandon Graham that night and Big Dom.
Hey, always remember, man. I never trust dudes that whisper. I never trust dudes that fucking give you a shitty handshake.
It's funny you said that. My girlfriend says, you suck at whispering because we'll be in church or wherever we'll be, and I can't fucking whisper.
No, I'm talking about somebody just in a normal conversation.
Yeah,
you know,
whispering.
I'm like, what'd you say?
I'm with you.
I don't like anybody whispering, man. You whisper and you give me a shitty handshake and one of them little like really like, you know, one of these kind of like handshakes. How you doing? I'll be like, kid, I'm not okay. We're out of here.
I thought I put Nick on the IR after that handshake. The fucking thing was a fish, and I grabbed like, oh shit.
I'm surprised you didn't break his wrist like.
Yeah,
Bryce
I thought it might have happened.
Maybe that's what Bryce Huff's wrist feels like.
Oh God.
Let me go, Zander. We got
Goodbye.
Mark Farzetta coming up here in a minute.
Goodbye, Sills. Great show. Yo, JAKIB Nation, thanks, everybody. Love all you guys, man. Great show. Again, thank you, everyone.
You got it. That's Zander Krause. Don't forget to catch him out on Birds 365. Hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.